Okay, I finally have the rust repairs done on my 1960 F100. It's going on this Crown Vic chassis over here. You can see it. It was rusted out where the old cab mounts were, so I've welded in new 16 gauge steel and fabricated new mounts that will go on to the Crown Vic frame. And it also had rust at the back corners of the cab, and I had to notch those out to clear the frame, so I tried to strengthen it up a little bit by forming a kind of a new structure in there. It's going to mount onto the frame where these chunks of metal are. That's 1/8 inch steel there. And I'll show you in a second where exactly that's going to go on the frame. The cab mounts, the way they're going to work is I've got chunks of 1/2 inch flat iron, and the cab mount will go between there, and this 1/2 inch flat is what's going to go onto the frame of the vehicle. The front mounts will wind up being right about where this one's sitting right now. I'm going to set it on the frame to make sure everything lines up, and then I'll finalize the location there. I'm going to drill a hole through the cab mount right about here, and it'll go through the frame and hold on there, and also will be a couple of pieces of angle iron welded onto this piece and then bolted into the frame at this end, so it should be very secure. In the back, I'm going to cut another piece of 1/2 inch flat, and it's going to sit right about there. It's going to be trimmed off, of course. It's going to bolt onto the side here and then bolt onto the old floor where the seat belt and the seat mounts were. I might weld it as well. And then there's going to be a piece of 3x3 square tubing which is going to come up here, be tied across to the center hump there to give it some stability and gusset it this way, and the cab will bolt directly onto it. There's going to be a 1/4 inch plate up top. I won't need to put a mount in there because there's already a cab mount or a body mount sitting right there underneath here. I don't know if you can see it out there. You can see the bottom of it, and it's going to carry the load of the vehicle. And then I'm going to fabricate, I'm going to brace this a little bit more first in here to make sure it's good and solid with some 2 inch channel iron. And then there's going to be a piece of like rubber floor mat or mud flat material which will go across there and seal this whole area in. So that's the next step. Before I put it on the final time, I'm going to coat the whole bottom of the truck with Por 15 rust inhibitor, so hopefully it doesn't rust again. I also took advantage of heading out to do a few other things. I cleaned out the vents on a huge mouse nest in there, got that out. That was kind of a mess. And then on this side, that's where I'm going to put the blower motor for the Crown Vic HVAC system. So the blower is going to sit inside, and then it's going to wind up top here. I'm going to build a box, and then it goes into the Crown Vic air conditioning and HVAC box, and so hopefully I'll keep all the functionality of the Crown Vic. So that's it for now. I'll give an update as soon as there's something new to report.